Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. We're going to take a fascinating look at a timeless battle. It's a daily struggle we all face in our own lives, whether we realize it or not, that constant tug of war between diligence and procrastination.
So think about it for a second. What actually separates those who succeed from those who constantly find themselves relying on luck? Is success really just a matter of random chance, or is it a direct product of the choices we make every single day? Let's find out.
Okay, let's dive into this by meeting two guys. We have Sonu and his twin brother Monu. Now, physically, they share an identical face, but as we are going to see, their mindsets couldn't possibly be more different. It's like night and day. Sonu plans ahead. He deeply values his time and really structures his day. Monu, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, well, he constantly postpones his work. He relies entirely on luck to somehow miraculously get him through his obligations.
All right, let's look at part one, the Sunday choices, a tale of two mornings.
Now what's really interesting about this slide is how their immediate morning decisions completely set the tone for everything else that follows. So it's Sunday morning, and Sonu wakes up early. He takes a bath, sits outside on the couch, and gets straight to studying. Why? Because he knows he has a Hindi class test tomorrow, plus an English project due in 2 days. He's putting the work in early. Contrast that with Monu. Monu also wakes up early, but instead of prepping, he immediately runs out to play bat ball with his friends. He comes back completely drenched in sweat and literally complains to his mom about the mere idea of studying on a holiday. He insists he has the whole day to study and just wants to rest in peace.
Right here, their dad, Mohit, steps in with a really crucial early warning. He tells his sons, those who do not work on time always have to repent. Learn to utilize time properly. He lays down a foundational rule for his boys before he heads out for the day. Eating, playing, working, the whole shebang must be done on a strict schedule if you actually want to move ahead in life.
But let's walk through how Manu actually decides to spend his time. It's a perfect example of how an entire day just slips away when someone continuously postpones their responsibilities. In the morning, like we saw, he's out playing bat and ball. Fast forward to the afternoon, his friends come over to invite him out, and they find him just sitting there wasting time watching the Idiot Box, the TV. He hasn't opened a single book. Then, in the evening, when his mom asks him about his studies, what does he do? He heads right back out to play with his friends again.
And here's where we see Monu's critical flaw. When his mother rightfully warns him that his marks are going to drop if he doesn't study, Monu reveals his so-called master plan. He completely brushes off the urgency of the test, pointing out it's not today, it's tomorrow. He claims he'll just study later in the evening. And the most glaring issue of all, he flat out tells his mom that as far as his marks are concerned, it simply depends on luck, whether his luck is good or bad.
Which brings us to part 2, the consequences, when time runs out.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark reality of their decisions by Sunday evening. Sonu's preparation for the Hindi test is completely finished, and his English project is totally prepared and beautifully decorated. He is 100% ready for his dad to check his questions and answers. Meanwhile, Monu returns home unbathed, literally still holding a bat in his hand, with absolutely zero studying done. And even when his dad calls him out on it, Monu just says he'll study tomorrow. He just keeps pushing it back.
So I really want you to reflect on Manu's theory for a second. Does luck actually dictate our success? Monu is banking his entire academic life on this invisible force of luck, while his brother banks entirely on proactive time management. Let's transition to the actual test results at school and see how Manu's theory holds up in the real world.
Well, here is the harsh reality of the school day. Sonu's hard work directly pays off with good marks. Monu's luck strategy, on the other hand, completely and utterly fails him. He gets a serious uprating from his teacher at school, and when he gets home, he faces strict reprimands from his mom. His father expects better, but is incredibly disappointed to see what he calls dirty numbers in both Hindi and English.
But get this, even when confronted by his disappointed father, Monu literally says, "What should I do? My luck is going bad." It's staggering, isn't it? Even while staring right at his terrible test scores, he utterly refuses to take accountability. He stubbornly blames an invisible force, his bad luck, rather than his own conscious decision to watch TV and play bat ball all day Sunday.
Let's move to part 3, making your own luck, the father's final lesson. The father sits Manu down and delivers this incredibly powerful message. The person who does not make proper use of time and depends on his luck
can never progress in life. Let's analyze that for a moment. Mohit is explaining that delaying work for tomorrow isn't just a bad habit, it is a guaranteed recipe for total stagnation. You simply cannot move forward if you're perpetually waiting for a mythical tomorrow that never actually arrives.
So the crucial point here is how Mohit brilliantly shifts the definition of luck. It's not a mystical, uncontrollable excuse that just happens to you. It is something we are taught to make ourselves. How? Through the proper utilization of time. Time and luck are intrinsically connected. You literally manufacture your own luck by managing your time well.
We can basically distill the father's life teachings down into these actionable takeaways, which serve as a true blueprint for progress. First, never postpone work until tomorrow. Second, utilize every moment of your time properly. I mean, both boys were given the exact same Sunday off, but only one used it right. And third, stop waiting for luck. Make your own luck. And you know what? Monu finally understands this profound lesson. He admits his father is right and promises that from that day onwards, he will follow the time so he can make his dad proud, just like his brother Sonu.
Which brings us to our final thought. I want to turn the lens right back onto you. Are you a Monu, actively planning your success? Or are you a Monu, sitting around waiting on luck? I highly encourage you to reflect on your own time management habits today. Remember, the time you have right now, this very minute, is the exact material you use to build your luck for tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep structuring your time, and I'll see you next time.